All right, my friend, I am going to give you a really quick tutorial here on how to set up hosting. Wanted to show you this nice little map here, how to SEO your business's website like a boss. It's just kind of, each of these branches are going to be big parent or umbrella topics, and then we're going to have subtopics underneath. So, for example, if we're going to before we do any content for the website and for the business, we want to first launch the business. So we'll get into each component as we go, but like the actual business setup itself, there's steps within that. So you set up your LLC, you work to get a logo, your financials, all that stuff, all set up and get all these things in place for the actual business setup. Then there's the website setup. This is what we're going to talk about today. Really briefly is the hosting component. Hosting right here is one of the basically this is where you're gonna store your data for your website, right? So if you wanted to get a website up super quick, let's say there's all of these different parts to make sure that you've got a website. You've got the WooCommerce, which is like shopping cart thing. Ways of getting a super tech involved, which is what I'm gonna I'll mention part of that towards the end, but we've got a different video which was how to get your super ninjas that you can delegate and outsource everything to your virtual assistants. And so then you've got your domain name, that's your .com. So whatever your brand is, if you don't have a brand yet, you do a little bit of keyword research. What's everybody searching for? So, for example, power washing. If I'm interested in power washing, setting a power washing company, and I really want to have it brandable, and my name is Kenny, maybe it could be Kenco Power Washing right here, because the personal brand name, you want to kind of mix that a little bit with the keyword research. So mix those together, you end up with something that could be a decent domain name. So for example, kencopowerwashing.com. Then you go and register that. So that's Namecheap or GoDaddy or whatever. That's the domain. The domain is the actual .com. So you get your website, the techies and everybody that actually do it, but then you've got your domain, which is the .com. That's the space. It's almost like the address. It's like a P.O. box kind of an idea. And for where your website is going to be connected. And then you've got your hosting, and this is where all of the data is going to actually be. So it's all of the images, it's the video, it's anything that's on your actual website is going to be in that little, it's all in this hosting. So let me show you, I've just broke this down to make it very, very simple. So 3 big things here. We got to decide on hosting. So there's all kinds of hosting providers out there. We then buy the hosting, and then we delegate the hosting setup. You could do all this yourself. You could YouTube it all. I'm all about maximizing the best, the best dollar per hour that I can. So if I get paid $50 an hour, if I can find somebody else who is willing to work for $10 or $20 an hour, then it's in my best interest and their best interest to find a win-win scenario where I can leverage my time appropriately. So I'm not going to be learning how to build a website if I get paid $100 an hour. I'm going to find somebody who I can delegate that to, and I can then be more in a director's position rather than the technician position. So jumping right in, decide on hosting. Let's walk through this here. We're going to go through these one at a time. First of all, we got to figure out what you want with hosting, and then there's different types of hosting. So what do you want with hosting? I'll tell you right now, you want fast loading speed. How fast is a website going to load? So you want the fast stuff. You also want something that has decent support. Is your hosting company, do they provide WordPress expertise? I highly recommend WordPress every time. It stays current with the times. It's like the iPhone that always stays up to date. If you update it to the newest and version, everything's going to be updated. Versus if you just build on HTML, you're going to have to continually update your SEO. You're going to have to continually update everything all along. So anyways, support, SSL. So is it secure? So that's going to be the HTTPS versus HTTP. You don't have to pay much attention to all of this, but it's just the green secure on the website. It's that thing way up here that says, hey, this is secure. So view site information. This connection is secure. As a certificate, if someone's trying to buy something, they often want to see that there's a little thing up here that will show that it's secure. So the SSL is something that is placed on your hosting that says that it is a certificate of being secure. And then security. So if there's malware that were ever put on your hosting, sending out spammy email solicitations from Africa, for example, they may not be coming from Africa. They may be coming from somebody else's hacked server. So those are some things to consider when you think about what you want. Types of hosting. So there's the basic shared. This is the cheap. I highly discourage this because if you're going to get into all of the trouble of building a website, you don't want it to end up hacked. I'll give you a quick example. Bluehost, this is going to be shared. This means that your data is going to be shared with several other people, other websites. I have had personal issues. Mine got hacked from Bluehost. This was like $3 a month, something like that. But in hindsight, completely not worth it because this basic shared is really going to be coming. It'll load. Number one, it's going to load slower. It'll come from like one central, maybe a few different places for the data. Number two, if it's part of a shared, then you're at risk. You basically have to hope that all the other 100 or 1,000 or however many website owners are taking part on that same server. You want to hope that they're not doing anything crazy that can crash your stuff or that can cause downtime. Biggest thing is I'm just going to highly discourage. HostGator, I would highly discourage please stay far away from GoDaddy's hosting. You need fast stuff. Bluehost is decent, but it's just not going to be as fast as you want it to be. And you might get your stuff completely blocked out. That's basic shared, highly discouraged. Instead, you want cloud hosting. You want Google Cloud or you want AWS Cloud. This is basically, you have different servers that are built in many different locations that can back up an entire instance of your website. And depending on if somebody's in London or depending on if somebody's in New York or San Francisco, it has a dedicated instance of everything on your website, and it'll load incredibly fast from wherever. That's why, like, if someone's searching Amazon, if someone wants to shop something on Amazon, it's not going to be terribly slow because they want the speed so that people can buy and just do what they need to do. And so they're willing to pay to have lots of backups of everything on Amazon.com all around the world, many different instances, many complete backups. This Google Cloud hosting, I'm going to personally speak on because I'm most familiar with it. I do know others who have used AWS and very happy with it, but I'm going to speak about Google Cloud hosting because of my familiarity with it. I know that there's a lot of different options in terms of those who create. So there are these different companies who specialize in helping you in helping people have an individual instance of isolated Google Cloud hosting, which means that they're able to load just as fast anywhere really in the world. That if someone was to type in google.com and start searching for something, Google Cloud hosting is really, really wonderful. It's really, really fast. It's cost effective. There's tremendous flexibility. Security is awesome. So they've got isolated data because it's on Google's. It's on their network. The ISPS partnerships and different things that they have, and then it's encrypted, so it's very, very good. And then some of these options are very scalable. So we'll go over that in a minute. Faster website load speed. So they've got these data centers in different locations. So high performance, low latency. 99.999 uptime usually. On just about all of these. So Google Cloud Hosting, let's talk about these briefly. I personally use 10web. That's why I gave this a little star. Some reasons I like it. I'll briefly go over that, but it's relatively inexpensive. They also, I think, have some lifetime plans. I've purchased my lifetime ones just because I don't want to do the monthly stuff. You can grant a 7-day login access. I'm hoping soon they'll be able to do a 7-day login access individual, so they don't have access to all the different things that you have in there. But for now, I think this is just fine. You can grant this temporary access, real-time backups. Service is really good, actually. They've also got a Facebook community of over 3,000 members. Excellent support. So if you were to be part of a hosting company and you're able to jump into a Facebook community, you can find lots of your answers. You can network, you can ask questions real time, and people just give you great answers. Also, I found that the support within 10web is actually really phenomenal. They've got really good technicians. Very reasonable costs. There's WordPress Engine, that's $25. This is one of the ones that a lot of people really love, Kinsta. So this is about $30 a month. They give you this free SSL. There's backups. You can do some certain staging and different things within Kinsta. Also, another thing about 10web is there's a builder inside of it. Use it if you'd like. It's built on the Elementor framework within WordPress. And so just to be clear, you're going to be installing a WordPress a WordPress on top of your Google Cloud hosting. And each of these different providers are people who you would work through to be able to manage that instance on top of Google Cloud hosting, if that makes sense. And there's other providers that do the same thing with AWS. So I know that I think Cloudways even has something. Liquid Web, a lot of people really love. WP Engine, this one's a little bit more expensive. And then depending on what plan you have. But Kinsta, I heard, is it's really fantastic from the reviews that I've seen. I haven't personally used it, so I'm not going to speak of it. But I know they've got a hack-free guarantee, which is kind of a nice selling point. So if I were to start and didn't know anything about hosting, I would be very happy to start with 10web. I would also be willing to try this Kinsta. These other options I've heard very good things about also. So just keep that in mind. I'm going to just talk briefly on this. We're gonna just pretend like we've chosen 10web, for example, and then just move into the next steps. So that's number one. We decide on hosting. You got that done, check that off your list. Second thing is you just buy hosting. So for example, 10web, you jump into it, you log in, you access, and you create your 7-day login access, and you will eventually give this to your virtual assistant. And I'll show you everything you need to know on this. So this is step 2. So number 1, we've decided on which one. Please go with, I would recommend the Google Cloud hosting. and I would recommend 10Web or Kinsta or one of those others. Don't go with Bluehost. I've done it before. They were okay for a while, and after I've been with them. I think I've had them for maybe 8 or 9 years. Like literally, I was with them for a very, very long time. I've been transferred to several different servers. Anyways, long and the short, you want Google Cloud. It's faster. It's going to be faster load speed. You're going to have a better SEO result because of the faster load speed. So then you buy your hosting. And then number 3, you delegate hosting setup. Now this is very, very simple. I'm going to teach this Fiverr method again. I'm going to bring this up over and over again because if you're able to leverage other people's expertise, you save your own time. You don't want, if you get paid $100 an hour, you don't want to be unless you love to mow your lawn, you don't want to be the one with a huge 4-acre yard spending 3 hours mowing your lawn when you could pay a neighbor buddy or some kid who would love to make a little bit of money, maybe pay him $40-$50, right? Instead of just shelling out $300 or $400 of your own opportunity cost time. So Fiverr method. And you could use Upwork, you could use anything else. I just call this the Fiverr method just because I like to, I don't know, it's catchy. So anyone who knows how to set up an SSL is going to be fantastic at helping you set up your hosting. If they know about SSL, they know about hosting. You're going to need your SSL set up anyways. So here's what I recommend. I recommend that you could use this exact same one if you want, and I can post this in the description. I recommend that you create this little. You create a little message. This is the Fiverr method. You create this message that you're going to write to somebody on Fiverr who knows how to set up an SSL on top of your hosting. And basically you're going to say, I'm interested in setting up WordPress website within my newly purchased 10Web hosting or whatever you use. I also will need SSL configured. I may also need other like services down the road, like setting up automatic backup to save extra copy of my website, possibly set up G Suite for emailing. If you are able to help with these things, can you please give me an idea for how long each of these tasks might take, as well as what the gig might cost per each service? I'm messaging a few others with the intention of working with the person who can best answer my specific needs. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Thank you so very much, Aaron. So the biggest thing that I'm going to do, check this out. So I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to type in, this is Fiverr, Fiverr.com. I'm going to type in install SSL. I'm going to find people who, in fact, what I'm going to do first and foremost, I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to go to best selling. I'm going to sort by best selling over here. Then what I'm going to do is budget. I'm going to come over here. Really, I don't want to spend, let's say more than, let's do $40, right? Max. I want to find somebody who can do stuff for cheap. So look at this. I will install SSL certificate, fix SSL and whatever on WordPress site. 840. So you look, this is kind of like Amazon shopping, right? So you've got 840 and the average is 5 stars. This is fantastic. Right click, open link a new tab. Okay. I will configure SSL, fix WordPress content. Yeah, that looks good because they're like, hey, I want to fix stuff in your WordPress as well. I will install, fix related errors. Sure. And I will install on your WordPress website. Yeah, okay, sure. So what I will do, this is the Fiverr method. I've only opened up 3 here. But what I will eventually do is I will install or fix SSL. Cool. I will open up between 5 and 10 of these. And I'll just show you here on these ones real quick. So I've got like 4 or 5 of these open. I will open these up, and then what I will do is I will scroll down. I'll read it and be like, okay, is this really what I want to? Is this somebody who's competent and capable? I'll look at the English. I'll look at, I'll look at. I'll even read some of the reviews and be like, this looks pretty good. This looks like something I'd want to do. So then what I do is I I click this contact me. You don't want to come over here. You don't want to get a quote. You don't want to move forward with paying anything. You want to contact me. And then you want to just paste in your message. Do you see that? Paste in, send. Come over here, do the same thing. Research a little bit, look at it a little bit. Like, this is set up very much like the other one. Maybe this is all part of one. I don't know. But you want to paste it, send. Come over here. Do a little bit of research, take a look at the bottom, make sure that the reviews are good, paste it, send. Paste it, send. You do that for all of these, okay? Contact me, paste it, send. And the reason, and I'm not going to do this right now because I don't want them blowing up my inbox, but you want your inbox to blow up. In other words, you don't want to be chasing people. You want them to start chasing you to get work done. So you've given the specificity of your request. You're going to measure this. You're going to measure how well did they specifically answer my question and to resolve what I'm looking for, specifically for a solution. And you're going to see, is their English good enough to work with? You're going to send this to between 5 and 10 people because out of every 5, you're only going to want to work with maybe 1 or 2 of them. You'll give 1 or 2 of them a shot, and you'll be like, all right, let's see how you do, because their English was fantastic, and number 2, they are very serviceful. They're methodical. They're able to answer specifically what I was asking. Are they going to mention the G Suite? Are they going to mention all of these other things? Are they going to actually answer? In other words, please give me an idea for how long each of those tasks might take, right? Are they actually going to answer what I asked? If I see that they've got good English and they can answer what I'm asking specifically, I move forward with them. This is how I get my team of ninjas who maybe I don't know personally how to do all these tech issues, but I know that these are experts. And I know that they will work and they'll accomplish this task that would maybe take me a few hours to figure out. They're going to do it for $5. And if they're good, then I hold on. Now I've got a relationship of trust with them, and I've got my team of ninjas, my tech ninjas. This is how you get things done. This is how you build your website, and you get your hosting set up, and they help you configure this. This is how you get it done like a boss. Okay, so you're going to need it. You get this SSL set up. If they can do the SSL, they can help you with their hosting, no problem, because hosting is not nearly as complicated as some of the SSL issues that people run into, and especially if you're asking if they know how to specifically help with the hosting as well. Anyways, 1, 2, and 3, decide on the hosting. Number 2, buy hosting. Number 3, delegate the hosting setup. Done. That's the hosting step, and you're on to the next thing. Very, very simple. Very simple. So you get your website, and you can look at the other video. I think is even better in explaining this Fiverr method of how to actually get a team of web designers to help get your website exactly how you want it to be. So you delegate the whole thing, and then your .com. I'll have a specific video on this as well. You just go and you register the .com. You're going to give this information to your hosting person that you're delegating stuff to. They'll connect everything for you. SSL. They'll connect your .com. They'll tie everything up for you so that it all functions and it works, and you've got your website up. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. It's done. That's how you launch your business. And this is how you get do the SEO for your business's website like a boss. Hope you like this. Let me know. If your business is already at 2.5 million or more, we invite you to check out our 10x Accelerated program at 10xflowseo.com, where we can work together to help you reach 50 million or over 100 million per year. If you're not yet at the 2.5 million per year, then feel free to like and subscribe to help keep applying all this video knowledge, our entire playbooks designed to help you get to 2.5 million per year for free.